Okay, moving on to the state of our county. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Fresno Chamber of Commerce for being able to present on the state of our county. You know, I've got to say, Al, Fresno Chamber of Commerce, you have a lot of directors and board members here. This is one of the best organizations we've got in our community. I mean, it really is. And Al, I think it could very well be because of your commanding leadership. More than that, it could very well be, it is because of your commanding leadership then. Thank you, Al, for that donation to our emergency reserve of the county. But you know what, I'm actually more inclined to think it's because you've got a smart, articulate, and beautiful COO, who happens to be my wife. You know, so that's where I think the power of gravity is here. Well, okay, no offense, Al, for what it's worth, I think you're smart, articulate, and beautiful too. All right, I'd like to acknowledge my family. Anna, of course, the love of my life, and the mother of our little monsters, Aleko and Adis, who saw them in the pictures earlier. My father, Dr. Alexander Borgeas, and my amazing in-laws, Poppy and George Jinlan. Without them, our kids would often go unfed, and we would be in the poorhouse because of those babysitting bills. Finally, I'd like to recognize Heather Elkins, my Chief of Staff, and Assistant Mike Chen. Thank you both for working tirelessly to make Fresno County a better place to call home. And of course, my colleagues, Debbie, Judy, Henry, and Phil, and the entire Fresno County family for the collective contributions you make to our community on a daily basis. Let's get a round of applause for them, please. As some of you know, I came to the board in 2013 after serving on the Fresno City Council. It was an exceptionally tough term at the city because of the economic challenges we faced. It was a time of profound financial decline with disrupted core services and plummeting morale. Mayor Swearengin, you could attest to that period of time. Yet my time at the city gave me a good idea of what my colleagues on the Board of Supervisors had to go through. So when I assumed office last year, I approached the job with a healthy amount of financial and political realism. Although better than previous years, my time in the county has not been without its challenges. Over the last year and a half, we've had to make controversial financial and organizational decisions. But we know this year, we have reached a true turning point. We are responsibly restoring core services, reinstating important positions, working to resolve labor management challenges, plus making investments in the future, all while heeding the hard lessons learned from our recession. While we cannot afford to consider ourselves completely in the clear, fiscal prudence has paid off, and Fresno County is coming out of the roughest waters ever experienced. Therefore, it is my honor to report that Fresno County is rebuilding and is poised for greater prosperity. We are on the right path toward a full economic recovery and for preparing Fresno County today for the challenges and opportunities of tomorrow. Allow me to begin with a few accomplishments for which we should be optimistic. For instance, our county budget. For the first time in our history, Fresno County has an annual budget exceeding $2 billion. This elevates us to the 10th largest county in the state of California. This stability enabled us to pass a budget that allowed for 77 new jobs and for us to contribute funds to our emergency reserve. By way of examples, this means a lot to our sheriff's office and our public defender's office. Our growing budget has allowed us to add 10 new deputy sheriffs, and the public defender's office will be getting an important 20% increase in staff, which translates into 17 new positions, desperately needed positions in that office. As a result of our budgetary discipline, we have achieved SP1+ rating from Standards & Poor's. This is the highest rating awarded to a certain borrowing class. While we are not back to the good old days, Fresno County has come a long way in the last 6 years. We've also implemented initiatives to improve Fresno County. For example, pro-prosperity policies. In addition to restoring core services, we have been building upon our county's economic strengths by making policy changes to increase the retention and expansion of businesses in our community. This year, the board approved to defer infrastructure development impact fees another year to help project owners with the economic recovery. The board also approved of a program designed to attract new industry opportunities to our county by providing interested businesses with deferred county application filing fees and streamlined services. For example, if a business creates 20 new jobs with a project, selected companies can receive the benefit of only having to put 25% of their building permit fees down, with the rest payable over 3 years. To help with this program's effort, the county approved appropriations for 2 new positions to support a rapid response team in public works and planning. In cooperation with the Economic Development Corporation, these positions will work aggressively with project owners and proponents to navigate through our county process in order to expedite job creation. Yes, Fresno County is indeed open for business, and we are on our way to becoming more competitive. Let's talk about the ever-important issue, water, because water challenges certainly impact us all. In the past few years, we have faced unprecedented water challenges, and a drought does not care about jurisdictional boundaries. But Fresno County has been dogged in its advocacy for greater water equity. I would like to congratulate all who played a role in the bipartisan state initiative, which will be on this year's November ballot. Some of those electeds are here in the audience today, our representatives in Sacramento. This year's water bond will help our farmers and benefit the residents of Fresno County for generations to come. Fresno County is also working to maintain local control of our own groundwater management policies. In the face of last week's governor-approved legislation, which could pose a challenge to our regional authority, we will be working cooperatively with our water districts and our industry partners to make certain we maintain strong groundwater management policies and practices, ones that reflect our priorities and our topographical realities, while still promoting sound conservation and management protocols. But Fresno County still has its challenges. While Fresno County has made strides in many areas, it would be a mere partial story if I did not identify some of the greatest challenges for us still ahead. For instance, pension liability. Fresno County's pension system has been referred to historically as one of the most generous in the state of California. Although we do wish to honor those employees who devote their careers to public service, it would not have been unfair to describe our pension system as financially unsustainable. It was quite costly and reforms were needed. Therefore, in an effort to contain the pension liability, Fresno County began implementing cost reduction strategies in 2009, which included hiring controls, promotion freezes, salary reductions, and the addition of new retirement tiers. Although our pension obligations will definitely increase over time, those costs can be partially offset by the implementation of Tier 4, the creation of Tier 4, and the impacts of the Public Employees Pension Retirement Act, known as PEPRA. Combined, these two mitigations will achieve a $3.5 million savings this year, and by 2020, we can expect an annual savings of $117.5 million. This is good news. We also have workforce morale challenges. As a result of the recession, Fresno County's workforce has been significantly reduced and morale has suffered. However, we are working to restore our core services and restore positions across all departments. Employee salary reductions that were imposed during those tough times that we talked about earlier are being equitably and comprehensively addressed in stages. We lifted the countywide promotion and hiring control, and our board is pursuing a comprehensive and equitable strategy toward all bargaining units. It would be my desire for us to resolve all labor controversies by year's end. We are working to restore the morale of Fresno County, but we need help from each and every bargaining unit. Expectations must be reasonable, and there can be no automatic restoration tomorrow of what has been lost over a period of years. To our county employees, we value you immensely, and we value your service to our county. We are a family, the Fresno County family. But let me be clear, we do intend to recover many of those losses, but it must take place over a period of years, and it must be done in a financially sustainable manner. Let's talk about the challenge. AB 109. Across California, criminal justice systems suffer from trial delays, jail overcrowding, and early prisoner release, and Fresno County is no exception. Despite the political campaign rhetoric we hear, resolving the challenges of the revolving door is anything but simple. Rather, it is an extremely complicated process requiring the right players and dollars be integrated in the right proportion at the right time. The interconnected parts of our justice system, which include the sheriff, the district attorney's office, probation, public defender, mental health, and the courts, require systemic recalibration to achieve the proper functioning of the whole. And any recalibration necessarily begins with budget appropriations by the Board of Supervisors and our educated understanding of the strategic needs of our respective justice partners. After consulting with our justice partners, it has been made clear that one of the challenges that can be mitigated is in the area of trial delays. This is just one sliver. That is why I am proud the Board of Supervisors has increased its appropriations to the Office of Public Defender. Their attorneys have been struggling to keep up with the caseload, which leads to many of our trial delays. This year, the board increased that department by 17 employees, so we can help reduce the trial delays that contribute to our pretrial inmate ratio, which stands at 67%. We'll make certain that we're clear on this. 67% of our inmate population is comprised of pretrial inmates. That means 33% are actually serving their time. So in addition, with a more robust and integrated pretrial service program with the probation department and other players, we can likely reduce that pretrial inmate ratio even further. Another positive development is that in January, the California Board of Corrections approved Fresno County's grant application for SB 1022 funding in the amount of $79 million for the construction of a 300-bed West Annex Jail project. Sheriff Margaret Mims, where are you? You here? There she is. Congratulations to you and your team on this success. Finally, Valley counties can expect more resources for jail programs. This is after recent negotiations led to a change in the state's realignment funding formula. The money can be used for bed space and also for inmate release programs. Our county will receive $4.2 million next year in realignment funds, which is a 16% increase. CAO John Navarrete, are you here? Congratulations, John, and to your entire CAO team. I would have loved to have been a fly in those negotiations. All right. Fresno County is entering a new era. Yes, Fresno County is poised for change. The next few years will look much different than the last few years, and let me tell you why. we have many new county leaders. We have a new Director of Internal Services, a new Public Defender, Director of Public Health, Director of Social Services, Ag Commissioner, a new County Council, and come January, we will welcome a new District Attorney. All of you are the first page in Fresno County's new chapter, and I look forward to the fresh ideas you're going to bring to Fresno County. Let's give them a round of applause. Meanwhile, I'd like to take this opportunity to express our gratitude for the services of DA Elizabeth Egan and County Coroner Dr. David Haddon. Beth has served Fresno County for 4 terms. Questions? Just because the county has done something one way for millennia, it does not mean Fresno County is resistant to change. In fact, I resent those who suggest that Fresno County is resistant to change. I'll have you know that Henry Perea and I helped change Fresno County. Yes, indeed, we were able to bring electricity to the dais. Now 2 of you will be able to use a computer at Fresno County. So just remember that change is readily opportune at Fresno County. All right, one last thing. Having come from the city of Fresno, I was regarded as a city guy. Notwithstanding the fact that my supervisorial district is entirely urban, mostly in the city, all in the city of Fresno and Clovis, apparently I did not get the county memo. Yes, you know, the one that sets the record straight. So as the city guy, Phil and Debbie got to work on me pretty early. Right, Debbie? Educating me in the friendliest of ways that Fresno County is not just the People's Republic of Fresno City. Apparently, I did not get that memo that there are 14 other cities in the county. Wow, that was an important memo to get. My message, therefore, to you candidates is heed these lessons and others, young Padawan. All right. Enough talk about the new folks. Let's move on to 2 exceptional individuals who have been extremely important in shaping the Fresno County we know and love today. Judy Case McNary was elected to the Fresno County Board of Supervisors in 1998. Judy's district consists of the southern part of Fresno County, from east of Orange Cove to west of Coalinga, and is primarily rural. District 4 is a massive district and encompasses 9 out of the 15 cities in Fresno County. Over the last 2 years serving on this board, I have noticed Judy's attention to detail and thorough examination of every item that comes before this board. She is thoughtful, trustworthy, and never afraid to ask the tough questions. Supervisor Phil Larson was elected to our board in 2002. Phil's district is located in western Fresno County and is primarily rural with rich and productive farmland. His district includes West Fresno, Fireball, Mendota, Kerman, and the city of San Joaquin. Supervisor Larson has been the major voice for agriculture on our board, and he is never afraid to stick up for the little guy or even take on the biggest guy in the room. Semper Fi. So Phil and Judy, you have both played tremendous roles in Fresno County, and we have a little video that we would like to share with you on how much you will be missed. Mr. Phil Larson, would you like to come up here and share a few words? Thank you.
Thank you, Andreas, and thank you, Fresno County, and thank you, everybody, for being here today. It's with mixed emotions. I've enjoyed the past 12 years, and it's been a great opportunity to do things that I would have never been able to do before. And it's because of you in Fresno County that elected me, that allowed me to do this, and allowed to carry on. And many times we've probably disagreed. But now we're looking to a new time and a new venture, new people, new things happening, and I think it's great. Judy and I have worked well together. The only place we have a little problem with, she's a distance runner, and a long run for me is from the easy chair to the bathroom and back again. So we kind of disagree on that. Well, that would do all right. I'm looking to new challenges too. I was told by my son yesterday and last night we made a plan, but being the old vineyard farmer that I am, half of it's coming out and it's going to be planted to almonds. That's a new challenge for me. So we'll see what happens. But you know, this challenge I haven't carried alone. I've carried it with someone very special, my wife Joyce. It'll be 56 years in March, and I've had this last year some health problems, but they've been overcome, so I don't know if it's going to be another 56 years or not, but I hope it's a long time. Thank you, Fresno County, and God bless you.
Supervisor Judy Casey.
Thank you for all joining us this morning and celebrating all the good things that Fresno County represents. And certainly, community is one of the greatest assets we all have, because we're big. We're the 6th largest by population. We're the 10th largest by population, 6th largest by size in terms of a county, but we're really connected in our communities. And I've had the privilege of directly serving 9 of the incorporated cities in our county, many unincorporated communities. They're very connected, and I've told people I'm not going to just disappear. I still belong to, I think, 5 women's clubs and about 8 chambers of commerce and a number of other organizations. My husband and I do plan on continuing to stay engaged with our communities at some level. Retirement, that R word, I'm still not accustomed to. I probably will still continue to do some work in healthcare because there's a huge transition happening there. And any community is not going to do well if it's not a healthy community. And I've really had a great opportunity in terms of trying to engage the public, to also bring highlight to how to live in such a manner that we do the best for our bodies. And I had a great privilege in helping to start, we have always had the Fresno County Blossom Trail, and we expanded that through the Fresno County Fruit Trail. And my 2 co-founders with that, one was Joe Rhodes from the city of Reedley, and Joe left us, it's probably been about 8 years ago, and this year we have just recently lost Leland Bergstrom. He was the mayor of Kingsburg, and Joe and Leland and I worked to put together, working with all the farm community and the different farmsteads, to have a fruit trail. And it has just been such a wonderful thing to watch that grow and to become a very big highlight. People come into our area just to see that. And as the owner of a bed and breakfast, I see evidence of that, because we sometimes have guests coming from Los Angeles, of all places, to Sanger because they want to see our parks and they want to see our fruit trail or our blossom trail. So it's a tremendous thing to have for all of us. And this past year, I kind of surprised a few people. All of a sudden, I had this name change. I thought, well, after 17 years, I guess he's a keeper. My husband, Fred McNary, but it was a confusion for people, and I wanted to make sure as I left office that my partnership, and the person who also works very hard for Fresno County is this gentleman sitting over here, Mr. McNary, and I wanted to make sure his name was equally visible to my heritage name, which is Case. So I want to thank everyone here for the opportunity to serve you, serve our community. I never thought I'd be here this long, but we had some big work to do when that economic meltdown happened in 2008. And I tell you, it's just been, it's become a passion. I love being in my communities, and I continue to love those communities, and I will to the end of my life. But it's been a great pleasure to serve all of you as county supervisor.
Just to make certain we don't get too ahead of ourselves, we've got 3 more months of Phil and Judy, so we got a lot on the agenda, so you're not going away too fast. Well, with that, I'd like to conclude the State of Fresno County address. I want to thank you for being being here and giving me the opportunity, and also, of course, my colleagues for this year. It has been very fun, very interesting, and full of new challenges. So thank you for this opportunity and for being my colleagues. With that, thank you folks for taking time out of your very busy schedule to come here at the wee hours for morning breakfast, State of the County. Mr. Al Smith, the bright, smart, and articulate Al Smith.